Greetings. Well, this fly, it's a Scud, and it drove me insane. I knew the look I wanted on it, and I knew the method I wanted to use, but I bet I tied 10 different times, the last several hours, and couldn't get it to look the way I wanted. The color matchups, some looked okay, some didn't. The amount of embroidery thread I used for the body made it too bulky or too thin. It drove me crazy. I was ready to give up, and I had one last idea, and I went with it, and it's acceptable. What I did was I thinned down some embroidery thread and used a piece of micro tubing for a woven body that's going to have some pheasant pulled over the top for the cape, and ostrich for the legs. But it took me forever to come up with this combination. And the key was use just 3 strands of the embroidery thread and the micro tubing. And that seemed to be about the right density for the body. You'll see how I tied it. I encourage you to try different materials, different colors. It's interesting. It's not a hard fly to tie, but to get it to look just right drove me insane. So anyway, don't be too cruel in your comments on this one, but you'll see the method I used and give it a whirl. So here we go. We're going to tie a Scud. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay, I'm going to try to tie the Scud. I've had a deuce of a time getting this to look like I wanted it to. I'm not quite sure it's there yet, but I was tired of trying. So we'll give it a shot. This is size 14 nymph hook. I'm back around the bend a little. And I'm just going to take some pheasant for the cape. And not a whole lot. Maybe more than this, I'm not sure. But I want the side ribs to show up well, and if I got too much pheasant on there, it tends to overwhelm it. Okay. Next, get it here. Take some ostrich. Okay, we're going to do a woven body on this, and for the top I'm going to use some embroidery thread, but I separated it so it's only 3 strands. And then for the bottom I'm going to use some micro tubing. If you try to use too much embroidery thread, it gets too bulky. This seems to be about the best combination. So the red's going to be on top. So we tie that on the far side. And the tubing is going to be on the bottom. You really want tubing won't hardly show up at all. I want that red accent on the sides. We tie this tubing on the near side. Okay. Now since this is woven, I'm going to have to tie this off. So we got room to work. Okay. Now we'll do the woven body. Tubing on bottom, red on top. On up. We attach our thread. Okay. Look at those sides. Could have been a little more even. I think it'll show up okay. Okay, now bring our ostrich forward. Try to get it between segments weren't that even, but okay, now wet your fingers. We pull all that ostrich down. We grab our pheasant. Pull that forward. Wraps in front of it. Now we'll kind of even our head out a little here. And whip finish. Pull them forward a little. Snip them off. Leave that sticking up. Okay. Okay. Just trying to make sure I've got the red exposed on each side. Now take some thicker UV. I'm going to put a few coats of this on. Get it down on the side a little bit. Okay, put a little more on. A little on that head. Almost there. Okay. And one last drop on top to kind of hump that back up a little. Okay, there we have it. It's good. I like the segmented red that comes out on the side of this one. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.